In the steep, common path of our calling, be it easy or uneasy to our flesh, be it bright or dark, us to follow, thine own perfect guidance be upon us. As most of you are aware, in just a few more weeks, 25 of us from this community will be walking a hallowed trail. A trail made holy by 1,000 years of pilgrims walking. We will walk about 100 miles, at least 15 miles a day. Most of us begin with no small amount of anxiety, and we walk eagerly, one step at a time, to see what will open up for us there, of pain in our bodies, of people and cultures, of God, and of God's good grace. For ourselves and for our fellow travelers from all over the world. Each of us walking this trail for very different and very personal reasons. Buen camino are the words they tell me will greet us like a prayer, a blessing, all along the way, from strangers and from friends, alike from all over the world, from those who will assist us to those who will walk beside us as we make our way. Buen camino. It means literally good path. And as always happens this time of year, I can't help but take note of our students who are about to walk their new paths, their new way. Some for the summer, really, just traveling all over the world, as far away as Uganda and Tanzania and Asia, to do internships of one sort or another. Some are leaving now for the rest of their lives. There's not a one of us here that is not already set out on some sort of new way, full of fears perhaps and full of excitement, aware of the unknowns, carrying with us as we walk our own unique stories and our own unique intentions and our own unique dreams, wondering who we will meet along the way, who will be our new companions from across the world, or will we often, too often perhaps for us, walk alone? In this wonderfully rich gospel story, we hear tell of two who were walking together, and then a third, a stranger, seems to catch up with them as they walk. There is the walking and the talking and the sharing of stories and the sharing of hearts, even its most broken places, and their hearts catch fire as they walk and as they talk. Their hearts catch fire with something more than each other. What crept up amongst them as they walked was this profound sense that the love they were afraid they had lost was actually very much alive and very, very real. And all of a sudden they were knowing it again. They were knowing it like before, and they had a new reason to live. This story of these two travelers reminds all Christians that we are only and always on pilgrimage here on this earth. The journey for all of us becomes pilgrimage when transformation happens along the way. In other words, when I realize when I get there today, I'm different than I was when I left. The circumstances might be the same, but now I'm different. The circumstances might be the same, but now I'm different. But now I'm different in those very same circumstances. If you let yourself look at the scriptures from the first pages of Genesis to the closing pages of the book of Revelation, you will see story after story after story of people walking alone, walking together, walking in the company of friends, walking with strangers, walking from something and walking to something, or at least somewhere, as if to say, this is what life is all about, this walking. It was Jesus himself who identified himself as the way. Just last Sunday in the gospel, I am the way, he said, which is to say, I am the road. I am the road you walk. In other words, the one who sets the course for this road is also the road we walk and the one who walks beside us. Flesh of our flesh, God with us. Journeys and walking, paths and roads. We are always moving, you and I, one foot in front of the other, step by step. The image of journeying is somehow essential, right at the very heart of the human spirit. We symbolize it even in our churches, in these little processions here in this place when we gather, symbolizing all the processions, all the journeys, all the roads you and I have walked and will walk. This walking is at the very heart of our humanity. It's all journey. It's all journey. Step by step, that is to say, one choice at a time. Realizing as we go that as alone as we might feel, we are never really alone in the walking. And we, you and I, are being led sometimes unknown to ourselves, no matter how weary we got. And that along the way, there was this presence that sometimes we could actually even feel. That love was with us all along, and sometimes we didn't recognize it, but it was there. We are called to journey. We are called to the road. There's no destination more than the road. There is no destination more than the road. In other words, the road we walk is the destination for human beings. It is the way itself. The road becomes, as for those two disciples on that famous Easter story, a place of discovery, a place of encounter, trial, opportunity, death, and even life, new life. The road is the place of recognition. How we walk that road will reveal our true identity. The road is where faith is formed and tested, transformed and known. The realities of the road must never cause us to lose heart. What Jesus is saying to each one of us this morning, now and always, is leave from there. Leave from there. You see, roads don't just take us to places, they also take us from places. And in the walking, literally and metaphorically, those same roads travel those who are willing to walk them. For that reason alone, there is joy. Joy on this transforming road. To those among us who will be setting out into their futures from our undergraduate and graduate schools, we are profoundly grateful for your choice to do that same thing 4 or 5 years ago now, when you came for the first time perhaps to St. Louis or to Washington University or to one of our other schools. Profoundly grateful that you let us be your companions in the walking of what was then this new way. It has been an honor to walk with you. And I trust, no, I know that there are times along the way our hearts burned within us as we walked. Thank you for that. It has been an honor to work with you and to know Him right here in this place, in the very act of breaking bread together. We who walk the Camino in just 2 weeks will be carrying each and every one of you with us, so that any grace we might receive along the way might somehow come to you as well. So that somehow our walking can carry all of your walking in this world. Every journey. So that it might become for each of us true pilgrimage. If our walking is in faith and in hope and in love. You who are here, I invite you to walk with us. Not there, of course, but on your own. On the sidewalks of your neighborhoods, in the park down the street. Maybe 30 minutes a day, rain or shine. Alone, perhaps, and just looking around, with your mind empty and just being present to what you see and hear and smell these spring days. But maybe sometimes too with a friend or your partner for life. Perhaps every day for that week of the 18th of May. Because I think what you'll begin to see, as I hope we begin to see more than ever, is that that road dwells within you. The road dwells deep inside us. And it comes into being as we walk. The secret of any pilgrimage is to learn how to feel at home along the way. That I don't have to be anywhere else to be home, but right here in the walking. I am at home in the very act of walking. We are each at home on the road. St. John of the Cross said it best. To come to the knowledge you have not, you must go by a way in which you know not. Entering on the road means leaving one's own road, or better, moving on. And turning from one's own mode implies entry into that which has no mode, really. That is God. Good path to you. To all of you, whatever your path is. Good path. Buen camino.